Correct. Yeah, so, I mean, I'll be full disclosure, I only looked at the Cliff Notes version of the report.
That's fine.
127 pages. I started falling asleep just during the summary. But so I thought it was a good start. I mean, it addresses physical security concerns. It addresses the, lack of dissemination or even, proper collection of intelligence. And, it addresses some training and equipment concerns that I think are very important to U.S. Capitol Police officers. But like you said, it doesn't go into the root causes. Some of the questions that I still have are, who are these groups that were involved in the insurrection that day? What is their, if any, communication that they may have had with members of our government and their staff? And also, where's the funding for these groups coming from, and what type of communication had they had prior to January 6th?
Those are great questions. Kind of unbelievable that Congress doesn't want to have a commission to explore them, or I should say Republicans in Congress, most don't want to have a commission to explore them. Why do you think that is?
I mean, unfortunately, from a lot of the conversations that I've had, I feel like it's just not politically advantageous for certain members of the government to investigate or look into those things. I don't know. I'm not going to speculate on the reasons why, but I mean, ultimately, I think there's concerns about re-winning the House and Senate. But I think some things are more important than the future of a political party.
Yeah. Now, you're not a part of the Capitol Police. You're part of the Metropolitan Police Department, which is the D.C. Police. But the Capitol Police's main intelligence unit, we learned, was aware of the potential for violence in the days and weeks ahead of January 6th. Not everyone was aware in terms of Capitol Police officers. Were you aware as an MPD officer? Did you have an inkling, or were you told that there might be violence that day?
Yeah, I mean, as an MPD officer, I was aware of the fact that there was, some significance behind January 6th. Again, like I work in, primarily a narcotic-centric unit within the department, but I knew that our leave had been restricted for that entire week, and also days off had been canceled. What we refer to as like an all-hands-on-deck event for January 6th. So that told me that someone in the department knew that there was some significance and potential for violence on January 6th.
When you see the rebroadcast of the rally that day, where then President Trump said what he said, and where Rudy Giuliani talked about trial by combat, when you see clips of President Trump lying about the election today, what goes through your mind as somebody who was there literally putting your life on the line to defend the Capitol from these people who had been lied to and were violently trying to get into the Capitol to change the results of the election?
Yeah, I mean, when I listened to the rhetoric that was used in the speeches leading up to the insurrection at the Capitol, I mean, there's no other word to describe it, at least from my perspective, than incitement. In some degrees, I would go even further and say that it sanctioned that behavior, certain rhetoric that was used by certain individuals that day. I mean, to hear people after the fact downplay the events, knowing what I went through and what hundreds of other officers went through that day, I've said before, it's disgraceful.
So you have said that this report does it's a good start, you said.
Correct.
But does it whitewash some parts of what happened?
I don't know if I'd go so far as to say it whitewashes it. Again, I haven't read the entire report. I did, like I said, found it was interesting that they omitted the word insurrection, even though that's obvious what that event was. It was an insurrection. It was violence perpetrated by individuals against the U.S. government. Yeah.
All right. Officer Michael Fanone, thanks for what you do. Thanks for being here today. Really appreciate it.